Welcome to the Real CP Show. I'm your host, CP. And today's topic, if Daniel Penny was black and Jordan Neely was white or Hispanic, etc. Minimization activated also. Yes. What a insulting us in this by their actions of Daniel racial racism terrorism Penny toward the American black man Jordan Neely. See, this just shows again, as some personnel who know, it just shows you how modern day of how the disrespect or blatant disrespect of numbers of cultures and backgrounds, and of course, various numbers of personnel within Paname's culture have for their hatred of American blacks. Not talking about coons and sellouts and deflectors and gullibles. I'm not talking about them. They are dangerous themselves, right? Just a pseudo way. But this is embarrassment because it definitely shows powerlessness that no other culture will tolerate this. No other culture will be like, well, this is kind of normal. What? This is that's normal. Oh, you said that's this is normal. So, well, you know what? Yes, normal. Oh no, this won't be tolerated. Because if Daniel Penny was black and he was choking out, like on that image, just imagine Daniel Penny is this image. And he's black and he's choking out this white male, right? Or Hispanic male, etc. Right? Do you think that would fly? Do you really think that would fly? See, they're sitting there showing millions of American blacks, with very few exceptions, that they have no respect, right? They have been taught to blatantly disrespect American blacks, especially black males, and really nothing's going to sit there and happen. Don't worry about it, right? Let's see what what's his name? Old school. Let me just play this.
Say this calls for action, and now nip it in the bud.
What was that again, Barney? Barney Fife? What was that again?
I say this calls for action, and now nip it in the bud.
Yes. And they know it's not going to happen. They know it's not going to happen, which is a disrespect again to the ancestors, the American black ancestors, right? Oh no, that's it there and died, getting their heads beat down. Horses ran over them by racial racism, terrorism, right? Racial racism, slave patrol, enforcement type personnel, bad seeds, consistently, right? Doing unconstitutionality toward American blacks, the bad seed ones, right? Other coaches in the background sitting there just laughing, bypassing American blacks every freaking day. Boy, how many border breaking illegal immigrant personnel coming through the damn borders daily by the thousands and thousands, right? Numbers of foreigners who know they are sitting there getting the opportunity to get away from their country, the people that look like them, to America, and then been given resources to help them out. What in the is that? And unfortunately, numbers of American blacks, right, with few exceptions, don't even get it by the great Dr. Barbara Sizemore, right, the American black woman, scholar, teacher, etc. And some other people have said this, but not enough apparently, when she was talking about one of her videos that black folks, the ones it applies to, don't get it, right? But let me go ahead and just play this particular initial video. And by the way, keep this image also in mind, because there is minimization that was gigantically going on. And hint, as you see on the video, now I don't know if you see the other person. Here we go. There we go. You see Daniel racial racism by his actions, terrorism, Penny, the guy in the middle, and the guy on the right side. I don't want to go into that right now. Just understand that's where the also gigantic minimization comes from. Hint, again, those two other personnel, those two cowards on the right side, many people didn't even hear anything about them. And by the way, either one was white Hispanic, or both of them was white Hispanic, or one was white Hispanic, and other was a people of color, or one can slide under the banner of white. You see to get the point. Oh, I'm talking about in a second. But let me just play this particular initial video. One moment.
Former Marine who put a threatening passenger in a chokehold on a New York subway has been acquitted in the man's death. 26-year-old Daniel Penny was cleared of criminally negligent homicide charges in the 2023 death of Jordan Neely. Penny claimed that he was protecting other passengers on the train when he held Neely in a chokehold for about 6 minutes. A medical examiner determined Neely died due to the compression on his neck, even though Neely was conscious when arrested. Neely's family claims that he was acting erratically because of a mental health crisis.
Mm, 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 mm. Again, do you think this would be tolerated if if Daniel Penny was a black man and Jordan Neely was a white male? Let me say it again. Do you think if Daniel Penny was a black male and Jordan Neely was a white male or an Hispanic male, and they were suffering some type of mentalness issues going on, and they would have, and the black Daniel Penny would have choked out the white or Hispanic Jordan Neely? Do you not realize the outrage of, oh my goodness, and then had two black males on the side of him? Right? If Daniel Penny was black and there were two other black males on side of him, right, participating in their cowardness, do you not realize how outrageous it would be? Oh my goodness, look at the black males. They're so violent. Look at them. Right? This is disrespectful to the American black ancestors. This is disrespectful for our elders, the elder American blacks, right? That sit there and saw obviously firsthand, right? Racial racism laws and policies right in front of their faces, right? Saw their mama, right? Couldn't look in the faces of certain numbers of women within the Panama-based culture. Black males couldn't look in the faces of certain numbers of males within the Panama-based culture. Had to walk on side of the darn street. Had to go into the back of a darn building. Had to ride in the back of the damn bus, right? Couldn't swim in any kind of swimming pool. Couldn't go to any kind of hotel they want to go to, right? KKK was running rampant, pulling out black men, right? Not because they were Hispanic males, not because they were people of color, not because they were foreign personnel, not because they were Native Indians, right? Not because they were some kind of Jewish personnel, right? But because they're American blacks, right? And a threat is not concerned about these other different cultures and backgrounds, alternative lifestyle category, etc. It was the American black male specifically was a threat because they knew that no other male was as strong as the historical black male, and they knew it. So it's an insult that this allowed to happen, right? Because no other culture will allow this to happen on this. None. Right? And then going back, give me a second here. Then going back to this image of these other two cowards. And then the background, by the way, he's not American black, by the way, which is a whole different topic in itself, right? That there are some black-skinned personnel that have the skin of black. They're not American blacks. I'm talking about the ones it applies to, because very few are like, hey, you know what? We know what American blacks have been going through, and we appreciate we had the opportunity to come to America. And you know what? We are still down for American black counterparts, but that is very few. However, others, they ain't thinking about American blacks, but they will utilize the category of black. Do you not see this game for numbers of American blacks that don't get it through American black skulls, with very few exceptions? Again, that guy in the back, he's not American black, right? He's sitting around, ain't doing nothing, right? But like the great Dr. John Henry Clark was talking about how, do I have that? I don't know if I still have that or not. But the point is, he understands. Hold on, here we go.
So you might have some romance with one of these religions. I have no romance with any of them. I have a romance with reality and truth. And it just can fall where they may after I tell it. As for friends, you have had no friends.
American blacks collectively do not have friends. American blacks don't even have associates. They have temporary alliances. And American blacks collectively don't even have that 98 to 99%. People just use American blacks left and right. You have coons and sellouts and puppets, black puppets, that don't know they being used. See, no other culture is going to sit there and be trying to fight for American blacks, right? But American blacks collectively will fight for other people. Do you not know how crazy as hell that sounds, right? So let me play this particular video before I get into the other meat, the meat and potatoes or the vegetables or whatever it is and stuff like that. Give me 1 second here.
Broadway Lafayette subway station in Manhattan last May 1st at 2:24 p.m. The woman filming, Yvette Rosario, has just witnessed a struggle in her subway car. The man in the white t-shirt being held on the floor is Jordan Neely. He is 30 years old, homeless, and diagnosed with schizophrenia. He boarded the train at the previous stop. Witnesses say Neely entered the car and immediately began threatening passengers, saying he was, quote, ready to die and would kill a motherfucker. Daniel.
You see how that's used, right? Oh my goodness, he was threatening people. How many numbers in New York riding the subways every day see numbers of Caucasians that's around talking to themselves and making threatening, not right in somebody's face, well, depending, right? Assaulting just as other people. But you don't hear nobody trying to put them inside no headlock and choke them to death, right? And have two cowardly accomplices by there. You don't hear anything about what? Do you think there's no numbers of women out there? Numbers of women within the Panamese culture all walking around. They got some mental things going on with them. But you don't hear nobody saying, looking at, oh, look at those some black women sitting there choking out those numbers of women within the Panamese culture or some other culture of women having problems. No. You see what I'm talking about. But something about that black male, the most hated male ever exist in Americanism, right? Who overall don't commit the most crimes. That's numbers of males within the Panamese culture commit the most crimes, right? And then you have other people who slide under the banner of white who know they do their little criminality and slip back out, right, and go back to their own little cultural concept. You have some numbers of people of color and minority playing these little games. How many of them commit little criminality situations and they slip back into a people of color or slip back into a black banner, a category. You see how this disgusting world goes. I mean, it's disgusting situation goes, right? And you see how you have certain numbers of women within parts of Paname's culture who damn sure do a lot of criminality, and they'll slip back out and play a minority. I'm a minority. I'm being oppressed. Let's talk about abortion issues, even though the number one woman out there who commits the most abortion is black women, right? And I'm not talking about where issues come up where like, hey, you know, whatever happened. But just because, but same time, how many numbers of women just utilize abortion as birth control? You said it goes, but numbers of black women are sitting there fighting for more abortions, which is white feminism doctrination. This game, boy, they got it good. Boy, this system got it good toward American blacks, but specifically American black males. But again, blaming in this situation, this black male, Jordan Neely, who was having some known mental situations, right? Known mental situations. And instead of however a team or personnel coming out and sitting there trying to de-escalate, right, mental health situations, right, this black male, you got the racial racism, terrorism by his actions, Daniel Penny, put him in chokehold more than 5 or 6 minutes, right? For the people that know, it don't take that long. If you put somebody in a real naked choke, if they don't escape that rear naked choke within a certain amount of seconds, they're out. And if you hold it for more than a certain period of time, which is less than about 30 seconds, if that, then you're talking about maybe possible permanent brain damage. So this racial racism terrorist, by his action, Daniel Penny, held this man, black man, Jordan Neely, in a real naked choke on the ground. And he just came out of nowhere. So Jordan Neely wouldn't even know what was going on. And so these other two cowards, one was either, again, white or Hispanic. I'm going to get into that. Or both was white Hispanic, right? Or both was sliding under people of color minority, right? Or one was kind of slight, could be under whiteness, could be. But definitely one was white Hispanic, by the way. Let me get to that in a little bit. But it's interesting, again, all the mental situation that goes up in some parts of New York and subways, right? People going all, doing certain things on the subways and getting in people's faces. And some of them might have actually, put their hands on somebody, right? Some numbers of white person who did that to others and some other cultures or wherever it is. But no one got choked out, right? But then they sit there and utilize to do a precursor to choke him out. Oh my goodness. He was going toward a woman who was protecting her kid. They didn't say which woman, because you ain't talking about American black women, because they wouldn't care it. You said this goes, right? This game, man, the game.
Penny, a 24-year-old student and former Marine from Long Island, took.
Oh, hold on. Let me finish playing this. Just keep that in mind about the former Marine. Boy, that sit there got my goat when I sit there and heard that. Because I'm sitting there like, they just sit there and insulted the hell out again numbers of American blacks, especially the ones, no sellouts, no gullible ones, right? Numbers of black veterans, especially ones who have went through racial racism and sectionality of various parts of the service, right? How many right now in active duty who know they are that experience certain parts of racial racism, right? And people are not taking them very serious, but your ass better not sit there and minimize talking about, hey, there was some kind of sexual assault accusations by this woman or women upon this particular guy, that guy, right? And he gets either kicked out or reduced in rank or all this kind of stuff like that because of accusations. You see how that shit goes? You better not minimize that. Oh, that particular woman or women, which is going to be predominant within predominant culture of women. Oh, they're in that particular service academy. Oh, they're sitting there saying, oh, there's been rampant sexual assault against women, right? You better not minimize that. But at the same damn time, racial racism that goes on in section part of the service, that's what numbers of American black males, the ones that ain't sellouts and gullibles, the ones who know they experienced it, they know it's going on. So go to hell for the ones who try to play that minimization. Because they're definitely American black males who sit there and say, get the F out of my fucking face. They know because they experienced it. Let's continue. But they're going to sit there and utilize because he's a Marine veteran. I mean, get the out of here with that. See, this is why the power of history is so important. For the people who don't know, Montfort Marines. Montfort Marines. Right? Montfort Marines. And they'll sit there and see something. These Montfort Marines wasn't Hispanics, wasn't white Hispanics, wasn't foreigners, right? One people of color, one minorities, right? One from India, one Pakistanis, one Bangladeshians, right? You get the damn point. One Japanese, one Chinese going through this. You get the damn point, right? What wasn't what we call Native Americans, these Montfort Point Marines, and the racial racism terrors that they went through. The damn nerve of this, trying to utilize he's a Marine and try to deflect. The hell?
Neely to the ground and put him in a chokehold. He's the blonde guy there, restraining Neely. These 6 minutes will change everything.
You see them holding him down, the other two cowards.
Neely will be rushed to the hospital and declared dead.
You see these other two cowards, the minimization. Again, that's not talked about enough. They're holding him down. These two white Hispanics are white Hispanic, right? Or one of other people of color or minorities. This is despicable and disturbing.
Penny will go to a police precinct where his statement will kick off a legal case that's ongoing right now in Manhattan. It's one that could land him in prison for 15 years.
But of course, he got acquitted.
This case divided America almost immediately.
The idiotic ass commentary is that. What do you mean by that? As if American black pain has ever stopped, especially toward American black males. And also numbers of American black women. It's like George Floyd, right? Remember the excuses what they gave him? Oh, where that coward ass racial racism bad seed was on his knee for many numbers of, they put his knee on the back of George Floyd's back of his neck, right? For many minutes, right? Killed him off, right? Basically, have his knee on the back of George Floyd's neck. And you had people making all kind of damn excuses. Well, he was on drugs. He was on that, but that shit wouldn't happen toward if that racial racism bad seed was a black man and he had his damn knee on the back of a male within the Paname's culture. You understand that? That shit wouldn't have flown like that, right? There wouldn't have been no excuses for that. There would have been that particular guy from within Paname's culture who was knee to the back for many damn minutes, and that black enforcement personnel was just following the law, right? You know, he was in fear of his life and his other counterparts. That wouldn't have flown. But something about the American black, boy, they think they can do any damn thing too and lie about it.
On one side, those who say Penny is a racially motivated murderer, a vigilante who thought he could put his hands on a poor black man because he was poor and black.
What? I'm getting tired of that shit. The majority of black people are not in fucking poverty, by the way. What the hell are they talking about? You see how this shit goes, as if American blacks are not the most historical, powerful ass people in Americanism. They got the damn nerve. Less than 100 damn years ago, 1924, that was before the Great Depression, right? How many damn numbers of males within the Paname's culture, ones that were typicality of American white maleness, right, who was suffering like crap in the Great Depression? How many ones that would slide under the banner of white, but they couldn't really be they couldn't be accepted as white? Do you not understand that correct? How many came over talking about they had $1 to their damn name? How many stayed in super shitty ass looking ass places, right, within America back in the early 1900s, right? But they're gonna talk about black people. Man, get the out of here with that shit. See, that shit needs to stop. Numbers of American blacks need to cut that shit. Let people do this kind of shit. Act like American blacks are just the poorest people.
On the other, those who believe Penny is a hero who protected his fellow riders in the face of soaring violent crime and inaction from government and police. Over the past month, I've spent day after day in a Manhattan courtroom covering the trial of Daniel Penny. I've read hundreds of pages of Jordan Neely's medical records and seen images of his autopsy. I've seen Penny's mother hold back tears on the stand as she vouched for her son's kindness. I've heard from witnesses, police, and the
If that again would have been an American, if Jordan Neely again would have been white, and he was being choked out like this, and Daniel Penny was black, and he had two other cowards that was assisting in the cowardness, this would not be a question. There would be no question. It'd be like, hey man, that black man was wrong. He'd be charged many years, whatever it is, and the other 10 people would be charged with accomplice and stuff like that, or whatever it is. Do you see how this goes, man? I don't want to, you know what? Let me start. I don't want to read no more of that. I don't want to listen to more of that. I don't want to listen to more of that. That nonsense on this. This system does not want black males, American black males, to truly stand together collectively, not individually, as if individual is going to sit there and change a damn thing. It's okay if individual knows within American blackism to do their damn thing. That's fine. But it don't change a damn thing collectively. Do you think numbers of Hispanic males, whatever that's supposed to mean, because the only thing Hispanic means is speaking Spanish. Do you understand how crazy the hell this? You know, I'm going at that slick ass wording, right? But do you think that would? Oh, I don't want to go there. Anyway, do you think, again, it would be normalcy accepted if Jordan Neely was an Hispanic guy getting choked out by male within predominant culture? Do you think if Jordan Neely was an Asian guy getting choked out because he was suffering from an illness? Oh, well, you think there's not numbers of Asian males that and some Asian women that ain't having some problems? Oh, you best believe they are. What about some Native Americans who had some of the highest alcoholism rates in this country? Or would we supposedly say what are Native Americans, even though black natives, right? But again, most people want to talk about that, or they want to minimize that. And then you say, well, show me 200 years ago where the same what we call Native Americans that was on the Trail of Tears are alive now 200 years later. Of course not. See, people don't want to sit and talk about that. All right. But again, if this is any other culture of a male in a chokehold and he was suffering some mental illness, right? And Daniel racial racism Penny, right, was choking him out. Do you think this shit will be accepted? No. Do you think game plan will be accepted? No. Oh, and by the way, let me sit there and show some, because remember, they kept talking about, oh, he's a Marine veteran. Mm-hmm. Oh, this thing gonna play? Okay, let me stop this. It might be playing in the background on your side, but I'm not going. It's not playing on my side. So let me stop that, and let me go back and try to re-add that. Let me try to add this again. Give me 1 second. Give me one moment here. Here we go.
Get out of the car! Sir, just get out the car. Work with us and we'll talk to you. Get out the car. You received an order. Obey it.
I'm honestly afraid to get out. Can I?
Let me see your hands. How many occupants are in the vehicle?
What's going on?
How many occupants are in your vehicle?
It's only myself. Why are your weapons drawn? What's going on?
Open the door slowly. Step out. Open the door.
I'm not getting out the vehicle. What's going on?
Get out the car. Open the door slowly and get out.
What's going on?
Get out of the car. Now. Open the door and get out of the car. Hold. Keep your hands outside the window. Keep your hands outside the window.
My hands are right here. What's going on?
Get out of the car now. Get out of the car.
What's going on?
Get out of the car now! Get out of the car now!
I'm serving this country and this is how I'm treated?
Yo, what? Guess what? I'm a veteran too. I'm gonna obey.
That's my hands are right here. What's going
Get
on?
out of the car now! Get out of the car!
What's
now!
going on?
Get out of the car now! Get out of the car now!
I'm serving this country and this is how I'm treated?
Yo, what? Guess what? I'm a veteran too. I'm gonna obey.
That's
Get
what-
out of the car!
on.
Get out of the car now! Get out of the car now!
I'm serving this country and this is how I'm treated?
Yo, what? Guess what? I'm a veteran too. I'm gonna obey.
That's
Get
what-
out of the car!
But again, because they said he's a former Marine, oh my goodness, well, that means something. Even though there's racial racism, numbers of veterans out here too in this country, but we're gonna pretend it's really not. You don't get out of here with that bullshit, right? Now, this guy would be considered a black male on the outside. His last name was something. It was almost like an Afro Latino name by the last name, right? And it could be, sometime the background within the genealogy, it could have been one type of Hispanicism or some kind of Afro Latino in that person, whatever it is, and that particular name, whatever it is. But regardless, they saw black male look. That's all that counted. And you see what he kept saying. I'm a veteran too. But remember, Daniel Penny, racial racism by his actions, terrorism, he is a veteran too. And you see how that particular bad seed, by how they come across official enforcement, right? How, and the other, whatever that is, that other piece of crap sound like a bad seed. How, but the person I'm talking about, when they kept saying, well, I'm a veteran too, but I don't obey, or he's saying I obey, right? Oh, say something is unconstitutionality. You still gonna obey? You know that thing called Hotla? No, you know that little poster board, maniacal guy who is used as a poster board of demonism, who got his eugenics type of mentality from certain numbers of people within certain times of America before he even came to become a chancellor in Germany. You know that old Adolf Hitler? That's what used that he said took the lives of 6 million George people, but they won't talk about the numbers of black or the Afro German personnel, or some of the African personnel over there, or some of the American black people that was over there. Oh, what, you forgot? World War II, there was American blacks. How many of them got the service and stayed over there in Germany, right? I'm just giving an example. How many of them say, hell no, and they got away? But people don't talk about how Hitler also didn't like other numbers of people too, right? But he's utilized as a boogeyman, right, for reparations. But American blacks who've been going through black pain before Hitler was even born, and before even Hitler supposed to have taken his life, but no one has any proof, right? So before he even supposed to wink, wink, stop existing, what was going on after World War II, 1941, 1945? What was going on after that? 1944, 1945. What was going on after that? American Black Pain, still segregated units in the service. By the way, hello? There were still segregated type of pseudo units going on in the Korean War in the 1950s. In the Vietnam War, right? Starting in the 60s, ended around the mid-1970s, right? There are books out there that talk about numbers of black men that was some of the first people that they made sure to go out there and basically kind of be, kind of cannon fodder to see what's going on. Oh, there are books out there like that. But they don't have the damn nerve to act like, oh my goodness, American black people, American black males are anti-patriotic. Get the F out of here. And unfortunately, there is too many numbers of American blacks, unfortunately, that allow people to dictate American blacks' history of achievements, of bravery, of inventions, that this country of America would not even be the same if it weren't for American blacks. But these other people who slot under people of color banner, minority banner, foreigners banner, right? Visa overstayers. Oh, we don't talk about that, right? Border breaker, legal immigrant personnel, etc. All gets the bite off the pie of American black pain. And American blacks collectively with very few exceptions, allow people to show blatant damn disrespect. And it's disgusting because it is a disgustingality of an insult to the American black ancestors, and even right now to even the older elders. I'm not talking about some coons because there's some coonish ones too, but the ones who sit there and saw those who was alive when Martin Luther King was alive, who was alive when Malcolm X was alive, ones that are still alive that sit there was there in Selma, Alabama, who sit there and saw those racial racism, terrorism, was supposed to be enforcement, badsies that sit there and was run over men and women on horses who was walking across the historical Edmund Pettus Bridge, who just wanted to sit there and be treated as citizens. That was who was sitting there alive? Who was alive, right? When you know that great black woman who was told to sit on the back of the bus, Rosa Parks, right? Right? Who was still alive and knowing about that. They were alive and sitting there seeing the Freedom Summer of destruction when they were sitting there boom, booming buses. Do you not crave the hellified shit that's been going toward American blacks? That was going on after World War I, after World War II, going on still in between the Korean War and after the Korean War in the 50s, still going on the damn 60s. And you goddamn people still trying to sit there and try to insult the hell out of American blacks. But they sitting there biting off the pie of American black pain. Boy, I tell you, boy. Let me see. So my thing about it is there is danger toward American blacks. Again, I'm not talking about sellouts or gullibles or silly thinking ones or deflectors. I'm talking about realistic American blacks, specifically black males. There is danger. You don't have to believe it, but it's still happening. Yes, yes, yes. See, the thing about it is, this system, they don't want numbers of American black males specifically to be a collective. Yes, you're not going to sit there and have 90% American black males that's going to come together. Hell, you don't have that in many other different cultures. So we're not going to play that game. How many people have tribalisms, right? And political tribalism, right? And providence tribalism, and town tribalism, and city tribalism, and country tribalisms, right? You get the point I'm getting at, right? So we're not going to play that little disgusting tactic. But they know if it was just 25% of American black males that stuck together, like, watch this. Say, for instance, this representation of, a few black males, right? Well, wait a minute now. They're like this. Wait a minute now. And American black males will start to stick together saying, hey, you know what? This ain't going to fly. This ain't going to fly. What are you going to do? Murder every last single one of American black males in America? Do you not realize how idiotic that even sounds? That's not going to happen. So if American black male said enough, it will be enough. Now, they're not going to stop trying to do their little stuff towards some numbers of American black males, but it wouldn't be at the epidemics of catastrophic of hatred at the level it's on now toward American black males. If it was like symbolicnism of these rockets were black males, American black males, and they was coming together like this. Nope. If they were like, we ain't finna have this bullshit no more. Enough of this. Right? Oh, it would stop. Oh, a lot of the hateful, murderous. Oh, people get to their stick skulls. Oh, don't mess with the American blacks. Oh, they gonna have you for lunch. Don't do that. Politically, stop effing with American blacks, man. They ain't gonna let you keep doing that. And there was true, not some small amount, but there was collective American blacks in politics, and they were like, no, man, we're not going to sit there and let you sit there and just give border breaker, legal immigrant all these damn resources and hotels and food vouchers, and they throwing food out and shit like that, and got the damn nerve to act like that they demand stuff when American blacks ain't gonna go nobody else's country and play that damn game and break border immigration laws and think they're gonna sit there and demand rights. You crazy as hell. Nobody ain't gonna allow that to happen, right? So, but the thing about it is, if numbers of American blacks don't come together, and I'm saying this right the hell now, and I've said this on numerous other infocasts I've done, unfortunately, because of so many internal problems that have been agendaized and allowed to keep happening collectively, right? That American blacks only have half a generation to one generation left for the overall complete destruction of the American black culture. Yes. Now, if American black males again came together collectively like these rockets, oh man, very few things will slip through the cracks, right? Against American black males and American blacks in general, right? Again, I'm not talking about coons and sellouts and Uncle Ruckuses and Aunt Ruckuses. I'm not talking about them. Because the thing about it, if American blacks don't come together, especially American black males don't come together, this was going to happen. Destruction, even more. Again, if American black males came together like these rockets collectively, fantastic. But if not, one more time. See symbolism? American blacks came together and said, nope, not finna play that. Nope, we ain't finna have that. So what's up? We ain't finna have that. But this system knows that collectively that's not going to happen unless something gigantically changes. And it has to happen probably within a very short time. And that still does not mean that there is not collective American black destruction. That's not going to go that the American black culture is not going to survive collectively in a generation, regardless. It's too many problems, too many other different genders, too many other people being allowed to come to America and break immigration laws, too many numbers of foreigners. I'm not talking about the ones that are good, I'm talking about the ones who know there are playing tricks and shit like them that trying to get away from people that look like them, come to America, get free ass resources, and have the damn nerve to talk crazy about American blacks. As if American blacks have been in this country a generation or two or three or four or five. You see how this shit goes? American blacks have been in this country longer than any ass other culture or background, right? Besides certain sections within the predominant culture and what we call wink, wink Native Americans, right? Nobody else comes close to being in this country more than American blacks, right? Nobody served with distinction and bravery and it serves more than American blacks. No one's created more achievements and patents and inventions than American blacks in this country than certain parts of personnel with a predominant culture and how many of them copied and stole the inventions in the first place. No one else comes close to that. American blacks. So what an insult. So if American blacks don't come together, especially American black males, it's going to be just like this. Destruction. It's going to be looking like this. And his sister knows it. So the thing about it is, again, if Daniel Penny, racial racism terrorist Penny, right, by his actions, was a black man and he stood there and was choking out Jordan Neely, and he was either a white male or Hispanic male, do you think this would fly? It would not. And people know it's true. And at the same time, before I get to what I'm going to get to, which is a main type of topic as well, before I finish off this show, is you see in this image that again is not talked about enough is these racial racism cowards. Daniel, the number one racial racism by his actions, Penny on the left side. This little coward, I don't know if he's white Hispanicism or whatever, people of color, minority slippery game. And this guy on the right side, who is either, again, people of color, minority, white Hispanicism, whatever he is. But definitely one of them, those two cowards on the middle and the right, is a white Hispanicism. And they sat back and sit there and watched and had a participatory in this situation of the murderings, insisting the murderings of Jordan Neely. And you see in the back, that guy, he's not American black. He stood his ass out there and sit there and watched it. But American blacks keep sitting there thinking about a collective, thinking because somebody had a skin to black, right? That's the friend of black, American black. Let me say that again. You got many numbers of American blacks that keep confusing, right, the skin of black of being a friend of American black. Right? Now here it is that these three were guilty or should have been guilty of sitting there participating in the murderiness of this black male. In this situation, American black male Jordan Neely made his sole arrest. He was having some situation mentally. Do you not see? And this is an insult again. Have you noticed this? See, when American blacks are having some mental situations, the American blacks are the number one people who should be having cultural counseling. Should be free counseling. There should be more American black counselors, not sellouts, not coon versions. Don't need none of them. Got some of it already. Somewhere in the mix of that. Need regular, true, reality thinking American black males in counseling, American black women in counseling for free. But at the same time, you got numbers of people who know they are giving free ass resources to border breakers, right? People are sitting there fighting to sit there and say, hey, abortion should be not only legal regardless across the board, but it should be free, right? Helping border breakers out should be free resources. Numbers of border breaker legal immigrant women popping out kids like they're popping out candy, right? Getting free pregnancy, neonatal care. Ooh, how many billions of dollars is that worth, right? For free. Getting translation services by hiring for border breaker legal immigrant personnel. It ain't just certain numbers of Hispanics, by the way. Huh? How many people keep getting all these damn freebies, right? But American blacks, hey, what about some reparations for centuries of injustice? Well, and multi-millions of American blacks are just sitting there tolerating this stuff. You see how this goes with few exceptions. So let me go ahead and read. Let me get to this situation where it talks about how, again, one of these particular certainly one of these particular individuals of cowardness in this particular image was a white Hispanic. And the thing about it is, this little disgusting little person, this little piece of crap, donkey shit, they said he lied. Give me a second here. Let me find it. Give me one moment. There we go. Well, no, this might not be it. Give me one moment. No. Oh, here. Yeah. One of these particular ones, if either both of these are white Hispanics or one of the white Hispanic, but regardless, just say one of these white Hispanics. His name was Eric Gonzalez. They say who helped the accuser killer Daniel Penny restrained Jordan Neely, a American black man in New York City in 2023, testified in court on this particular day that he lied to police about his role in the fatal incident. Let me repeat this again. Eric Gonzalez, one of the little cowards, right? This white Hispanic coward in this situation who sat there and was a coward who helped this racial racism terrorist, Daniel Penny by his actions with the other coward. Eric Gonzalez said that he testified in court that he lied to police about his role in the fatal incident. In May 2023, Penny, a former Marine, we've already talked about that already, the insultness of that, as if, again, there's not some type of veterans that had some racial racism tendency that they had in the service. They got the service and they still had some racial racism hatred toward American blacks, the ones it applies to. But they kept utilizing, he's a Marine, he's a former Marine, or he's a Marine veteran. You see the discussionality of tactic of that, right? And you got numbers of American blacks right now in higher sectors of service that experience racism, racial racism. Numbers of American blacks, I'm just giving an example, I'm utilizing time. 70s, that will experience racial racism still. 80s, that will experience racial racism. Certainly in the damn 90s, there were numbers of American blacks that was experiencing racism, right? And going to the 21st century, we're going to act like that shit still don't happen, right? But we're going to sit there and act like, oh my goodness, Daniel Penny, he's a former Marine, and as if that means damn something. As if there is no black Marines right now, right? That don't experience racism, racial racism. You said it's shit. So the medical examiner ruled that manner of his death, of Jordan Neely's, a black man's death, as homicide caused by compression of the neck. Penny was indicted in June of 2023 and charged with manslaughter. And so, as you already know, that he got away with basically murdering a black man, American black male, choking him to death. And he was paraded around like a hero. You see how that goes, right? So you think if Daniel Penny was a black man and he was choking out Jordan Neely, and he was a white man or a Hispanic man, and he choked him out with these two other cowards around, and say for instance, those two black men around him that was participating in helping the choking out of that white male or Hispanic male, or which is Jordan Neely, if he was a white male or if he was a Hispanic male, do you think he'd have been paraded out as a hero? I don't think so. Right? Why did he lie? White Hispanicism, Eric Gonzalez. He was saying that he testified under oath that he lied because he was afraid of facing charges related to Neely's death. And that when he asked, basically, why you lie? And by the way, he didn't even go to jail for lying under oath. Do you not understand how these supremacist people are evil? Do you not know they allowed this man to get away with assisting in the murdering of an American black male who was put in a chokehold by the racial racism terrorist Penny, right? He said he was trying to justify his actions. He said he was trying to justify his actions for him having to put hands on the American black man, Jordan Neely. He also explained that he was afraid of the public attention on the case. Many minutes later on the accident, several minutes of this racial racism terrorism incident was captured on video and went viral and inspired mass protests. Gonzalez testified that he feared public persecution and that he added he's scared for himself. He's scared of his family. Do you see this bullshit? And by the way, he's a casino manager. It said Gonzalez came clean when he was confronted by surveillance video from the subway station that showed that he could have not been on the same subway train as Neely and Penny before he attempted to restrain Jordan Neely to death. He wasn't even on the damn same train as Jordan Neely. Do you see, man? And you got those American blacks keep thinking because somebody's a Hispanicism in a general way that means any damn thing, as if there's no hateful ass Hispanics out there, right? as if there's no Hispanics that hate other numbers of Hispanics, especially numbers of Afro-Hispanics. Do you see this damn game? And again, either both of them was white Hispanics or one of them was a white Hispanic and other some kind of people of color or something like that. You see how this goes, right? So let me I don't want to read more of that. So you get the point of that. You get the point of that on that situation. And so the thing about it is, one of the close to the last things I wanted to show is, give me 1 second. Let me stop this here. Let me look at this. Let me get that out the way. Give me 1 second here. Is this particular image? Give me one moment, because here's some little dastardly situations on here. Daniel Penny joins President-elect Donald Trump and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance at the Army-Navy football game in Landover, Maryland. And this is not an insult. He's paraded around like he's some type of hero. And he looks like a little damn coward. He just happened to be allowed to get inside the Marines, right? And they to put a little uniform on Marines. He looks like a little damn coward. He sat there and choked. He went behind Jordan Neely like a little coward and choked him out more than 5 or 6 minutes, along with the two little cowards on the side of him, those non-blacks, right? But he wants to then get in the face of a real American black male and play that little tactic. You see how this goes on that, right? But here's the crazy part about it. You hear some people that will be like, well, see, if the American blacks, them are the ones that voted for Trump, if they would have not voted for Trump, well, see, and you like, fool, go to hell with that. In the last 4 years, within this Biden-Harris administration, was there an anti-American black hate crime bill put in law, as they did the genericality of numbers of caste system Asians that they gave a hate crime law to? Because again, for the people who don't know, Asia is a continent, right? It's a continent. So there are many places within the Asian continent where they don't have a stereotype look. There are people who's not going to like numbers of Chinese personnel, whatever that's supposed to mean, because you got various ethnic tribes under the Chinese banner, right? And you better not confuse them among certain type of Chinese people. Do you see how this goes? You got Japanese people. How many of them have their own ethnicity under the Japanese broad banner? But you better not confuse them, right? Koreans and Vietnamese people have their own type of ethnic backgrounds, right? And how many of numbers of what we call generic, stereotype, what we call, caste system, Asianness, can't stand the other numbers of Asianness? Do you know how that goes? And what about, Asian continent? Armenia is considered an Asian country. And do you think numbers of Armenians look like numbers of caste system Hispanic, caste system Asianness? Of course not. You see this disgusting game, right? So again, the caste system, genericality, numbers of Asians were given a hate crime bill, right? And one of the main people of Asianness who came to America and was so still minute, it's not even worth even talking about like that, was numbers of Chinese personnel around 1840, 1849, right? In the California Gold Rush. Before that, it would have been even extreme minute of a few little ones popping up here and there a little bit in California. That's no damn sure ain't worth talking about. So until 1840, 1849, there was barely to even worth even talking about even Chinese people that's coming over to America. Right? And then you had latecomers that started arriving after that, way after that. You didn't start hearing a lot more Koreans and Vietnamese personnel that didn't start when coming to America until 1950s, 1960s. 50s being the Korean War, 60s being Vietnam War. Do you see how this stuff goes? But they want to play, oh my goodness, anti-Asian hate crime, anti-Asian hate crime. You see this disgusting tactic, but they don't talk about numbers of Asians who have shown blatant, right, choking numbers of American blacks, especially women, right? They don't sit there and show that. They don't sit there and show numbers of Asians showing blatant anti-American black hatred toward black males. They don't want to. You don't want to talk about that, and that is the blame of certain numbers of American blacks who ain't sitting there talking about that, right? But the point I'm getting at is that no anti-American black bill, hate crime bill, was put by under the Biden-Harris administration at all. No reparation was given to what would be earned by earned toward American black reparations. They had a little fallacy of some kind of task force up in California that wasn't even made up of collective American blacks. That way, it should have been American blacks, period. No coon sellouts, which that wouldn't happen in the first place. And when it came to the outcome, it was a farce of insultingness, right? Because it still did not, the outcome still was not even end up with no type of reparations for American blacks, especially no cash payments. But at the same time, they can find billions of resources for border breaking illegal immigrants. They can find billions going to Ukraine. They can find uncountable level of money that was going to helping out with pro-Palestinian type situations, right? And by the way, I was going to play some on that, but that's a whole different topic on that situation. I think I did a video of that within the last year or two, I think it was, that was showing on the Golden Gate Bridge up there with the San Francisco area, right? The iconic Golden Gate Bridge, where they had some pro-Palestinian marches that was going there that held up this iconic Golden Gate Bridge, right? Where no one can go on either side. Cars were just sitting up there on the Golden Gate Bridge, and a few law enforcement cars and some people that was just sitting there. No one ain't doing nothing. It's almost like some forces above them was like, hey, I don't want you to do too much right now while you having emergency vehicles that are being held up. How many ambulances were being held up? How many people were being held up from going to their businesses, going to school? How many parents are trying to, anyway, you get the point I'm getting at, right? Numbers of pro-Palestinian personnel, however it is, were sitting there holding up the Golden Gate Bridge, icon bridge, for quite a long time. How many emergencies did that sit there and hurt? Right, where you had these pro-Palestinian marches that was that held up the Golden Gate Bridge, but you got people feeling sympathy for pro-Palestinian and pro-Israeli going back and forth, that their war and conflicts have been going for generations. But but resources going to Harvard, right? Resources going to Harvard, other countries to help them rebuild and help other people out. But that's reparations. But at the same time, when American blacks, hey, what about reparations for American blacks? That's been centuries of black pain. Well, and that is the fault of certain numbers of American blacks as well, for allowing this continuously by collectively this disrespect. Well, other people can get reparations in some sort. But in this particular picture, see, Daniel Penny, see, if y'all would have not voted for Trump first of all, the majority of American blacks, especially American black males who did vote, they voted for Kamala. So go to hell with that. And you still got people that still are not sitting there talking about F off. The numbers of most American black males that voted for Kamala Harris. But they keep trying to act like the American black males want the number one male that voted for Kamala. You see the sickness of numbers of people. Yes, there's some numbers of American black women, the one that goes to, are the damn blame as well. But then had this damn fireness for numbers of white women that voted for Trump. How about numbers of Hispanic women that voted for Trump? How about numbers of Asian women that voted for Trump? How about numbers of Native Americans that voted for Trump? Ain't nobody that's got no heat for none of them. D said it's disgusting shit goes, right? But because that racial racism, Daniel Penny is in this picture with President-elect Trump and President-elect, Vice President-elect J.D. Vance was a whole different topic. Look at the aura. Look at the aura on that situation. And by the way, this is a whole different show. Many people don't even know who J.D. Vance is married to. A hint, it's a people of color. It's a whole different topic on that. All right. So, but I make this point because I'm gonna sit there and show this other particular video on this. Because again, it's like, oh my goodness. Well, see, if black males would have not voted for Trump, F off. Because again, American black males collectively voted for Kamala. You see this game, right? Give me 1 second here. I want to show this because people seem to forget this. For people who did not see this, give me one moment so I can find this thing here. Here it is.
So if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. So if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
What?
So if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
What?
So if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
But you got people doing this. They see nothing, they hear nothing, and they know nothing, right? Biden didn't say if you don't know who to vote for.
Nothing to do with Trump. It has to. So if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Did he say that about numbers of? Did he say that against numbers of brown people? They said that number to yellow people. Did he say that number to red people? Did he say that number to people that have been allowed to become naturalized citizens, and how many of them have gotten that off the backbones of what American black pain, what have benefited other people? No, but he insulted specifically blacks. Nobody else gets disrespected like this. No one else will allow this as a collectiveness, right? So when I sit there and show that, picture about, let me go back. So that picture of, this picture, right, of Daniel Penny, racial racism, bias actions, terrorism Penny, and Vice President J.D. Vance on the left, elect Vance, and President-elect Donald Trump on the right. Racial racism, Daniel Penny, by his actions being paraded out. Do you think, again, if that would have been Daniel Penny would have been an American black, do you think they would have paraded him out like that as a hero? If he choked out a person who was white or Hispanic or Asian or Native American, what we call Native American male, right? He choked them out, and the precursor was that Daniel Penny was this black male, and he saw Jordan Neely, who was a white male or Hispanic male or Asian male, Native American male. He was causing uproar. He was threatening people, and really what just got him was that he saw him about to attack this woman, and this woman was such a scaredness. Oh my God, oh goodness, that she's holding her baby so tight because she was so afraid. White savior complex, right? White savior complex. And by the way, there are so many numbers of males when put on this culture who are getting used every damn day and getting screwed in marriages and divorces every damn day. And there is quite a number of males within the predominant culture who has some shitty self-confidence problems. Shittiness, right? Which is a whole different topic in itself, right? But American black males are the problems, right? Okay. Right? But again, I just showed you with the Biden situation. right? You got a problem, you don't know who to vote for, you ain't black, right? But remember, oh my goodness, Daniel Penn in this picture. Oh my goodness, well, that's what y'all deserve because you should have been voting for Kamala. Kamala, what? Accepted Biden's. Well, anyway, I don't go now because some people saying something totally different. But the point is, she accepted at the beginning when before Biden became president, she accepted to be his running mate, right? But where's the smoke for her? Huh? Where's all that smoke for her then? But at the same time, right? People want to get quiet on Biden, who was friends with Strom Thurmond. When Biden was a senator, right? And Strom Thurmond was also the senator who eventually became a governor of South Carolina. Strong racial racism, super segregationist, anti-American Black Thurmond, right? They had a dinner for him, and Senator Biden was sitting there giving a speech, and he was basically calling him a friend, right? But he gets a free VIP pass by certain numbers of American Black women on that. But how many don't even know that? So what? That's their problem. Ones who supplies to, and how other people who sit there trying to go against American Blacks, and even some sellouts and some coons and some ones 39 American Blacks who know they are that's cooning. That is like if you went to their original home country, and American Blacks went over there and got the benefit of this other country's black skin, male and female, and they went over there and started insulting other people and say, hey, what's your problem? American Blacks only over here to do the job that y'all can't do, or getting other people's resources in their country, and have nerd look down upon them. That shit wouldn't even fly. And this is exactly what numbers of people of color, minority, foreigners, personnel, the ones this applies to, they ran away from their own people, from their own country and other places and beautiful islands, especially one of those Caribbean beautiful islands, because there's some other islands that you don't hear too much about doing that, right? You see where I'm coming from? And again, not talking about some of the beautiful people and some of the beautiful Caribbean islands who ain't doing none of that, right? Who just trying to survive themselves. I'm talking about the ones, the coons and sellouts that get away from those beautiful places and run to America. I ain't talking about some of the ones who are coming to and still showing respect to the American Blacks. That's a very small. I'm talking about the coonish and sellouts with those certain type of islands, Caribbean islands, who have the nerve. It's only a couple of so main ones. They got some damn nerve, right? How they started hip hop. Well, there's no such thing hip hop in that person's island. You see how this crazy shit go, right? I mean, these are the craziest damn stuff, right? But you see again in this picture, these three cowards on that, and Jordan Neely, he's at the bottom of that picture because I want to show him on that part on this particular image. So again, you got people that when I saw that picture earlier about President Trump elect, VP elect Vance, and the racial racism, terrorism by his actions, Daniel Penny, how he was paraded out as the hero. But again, if that was an American Black man who did that to Jordan Neely, and he was a white man or Hispanic male or Asian male or we call Native American male, you think he would have been paraded out like that? There would have been outrage, say, hell no. But people think they can do any damn thing to American Black, especially American Black males. And then that picture I showed you, again, what I'm talking about. Well, see, again, if y'all would have voted for Black people, would have not voted for Trump. Oh, and this supposed to be a Democrat society, but they vote for who the hell they want to vote for. Even though, again, the majority of, lastly, the American Blacks males that voted for Kamala more than any other male. But you got people that want to keep playing that didn't happen. That's disgusting, right? Even though, again, the last 4 years under Biden-Harris administration, they were doing stuff for L-ness, G-ness, B-ness, LGBTQ plus, whatever it is, trying to get that stuff done for them more. You see how this goes, right? And how other people helping out border break illegal immigrant personnel And numbers of American blacks don't even realize that these people are using numbers of Hispanics, because those will be the number one people, the one that use that they're using to bypass, and they have bypassed demographically American blacks, is on Hispanicism. And there are good ones and bad ones, but that ain't the point. They're utilizing gigantic amount of Hispanicism to bring about an agenda, just like they're bringing certain types of allowing certain types of Asians, the ones applies to also be the also, because they are the fourth largest population, and they're being used to sit there and bypass American blacks in various type situations. But at the same time, no one has a problem where we say Native American, but most people ask which Native Americans and how many of them getting reparations. And no one's saying, hey, man, stop talking about the white man has taken y'all land. Get over that stuff. That was a couple hundred years ago. Stop talking about that. Put your own stuff up by your own damn, put your own stuff up by your own anchors. No one's not insulting them. You see how the disgusting game goes. Numbers of Native Americans get reparations, free college, right? Free cars. I don't want to go into all that. Some people know it's a whole game in itself. Oh, yes. They don't know that. How many of them getting free houses or free loans that they don't that have a gigantic super mass appeal, right? That they don't have to go through the hoops and stuff like that, the numbers of others, the ones applies to. And they sit there and have the damn nerve to sit and try to portray Native Americans as some, well, hold on, but they try to portray certain Native Americans as po. Oh, they're so po. Oh, but at the same time, when they try to portray American blacks as po, oh my goodness, look at them. Well, they should rise up above that, but they don't say that to numbers of Native Americans who they say this po. You see this damn game, but don't talk about those Native Americans that had them damn gigantic ass casinos, right? Bringing in billions and billions and billions and billions. You don't, and then still get reparations. They don't talk about them. They don't talk about the ones, the certain numbers of Native Americans that have that have a gigantic amount of the Grand Canyon. They want to sit there putting in damn Trail of Tears in 1830s, 1820s. Those Grand Canyon, what we call Native Americans, most people, 90-some% of people, not even heard their asses before. Millions of Grand Canyon area do they sit there and have. They're making a mad gigantic amount of money off tourism. But no one talks about them getting reparations too. You see this game? This game is crazy, boy. Excuse me. The game is crazy. Unfortunate numbers of American blacks, with few exceptions, are just naive to these games on this, right?
Their own party.
The Southern revolt against President Truman reaches its climax at Birmingham under the states' rights banner.
The so-called Dixiecrats nominated the South Carolina Governor Strom Thurmond as their presidential candidate. The South Carolina Governor Strom Thurmond. Dixiecrats nominated the South Carolina Governor Strom Thurmond as their presidential candidate.
There's not enough troops in the army to force the Southern people to break down segregation and admit the Negro race. To break down segregation people. To break down the Southern people. To force the Southern troops in the army. There's not enough troops in the army to force the Southern people to break down segregation and admit the Negro race. Admit the Negro race into our theaters, into our swimming pools.
Governor Strom Thurmond as their presidential candidate.
There's not enough troops in the army to force the Southern people to break down segregation and admit the Negro race into our theaters, into our swimming pools, into our homes, and into our churches.
Wow. And you see at the end, he said into their churches. But you got the nerve of some people within the Padamese culture that be talking about, oh my goodness, why a number of those black people, they always talking about race, because it's not all. Go to hell with that game, because in historical history and centuries, there has only been a few minute percentages within certain parts of the predominant culture who sit there and try to fight to be aligned with them with American blacks, and they know they was wrong what American blacks have been going through. It's only been a few, because if it was collective, do you not realize if it was collective amount of personnel within the predominant culture, right? And if they wanted to provide earned reparations and they wanted to provide an anti-American hate crime bill, do you not realize the stuff would have happened? So we're not going to play that game. You got numbers of personnel within the predominant culture who also have a hard hatred, right? They sure interracially, they hate seeing. Hell, you got numbers of sisterhood chaos that hate seeing, and some coons and some black males too, right? That the sisterhood chaos can talk to whatever man they want to talk to. They can marry whatever man they want to talk to. And you got numbers of certain numbers of black males, the ones applies to get quiet when black women, sisters of chaos, get married to other damn cultures. But they got a hard ass damn internal hatred toward black males who intermarry, even though the majority of black males stay married to American black women. But at the same time, you start talking about certain numbers of Asianness who intermarry more, who intermarry more than any other culture in America. Where's the sister of chaos on that? You see this game? Where's the numbers of black males who have a hard up about numbers of black males who intermarry? But at the same time, the number one people who intermarry the most and intermarry is numbers of Asians. The caste system version, right? Which is more going to be more Chinese or more Chinese or Japanese version, right? Who intermarry more whites than black folks, than black males. But people don't want to talk about that. See, it's always something about American black male that this system has a hard up hatred for, right? And some coons and some Uncle Ruckuses and Aunt Ruckuses. It's something that is screwed off about certain numbers of people within American main culture, predominant culture, the ones it supplies to. And there's something that this system has messed the hell off on certain numbers of millions within American blackism, with very few exceptions. The video I sit there and showed you is about strong, super racial racism, terrorism, segregationists, right? Thurman, who became the governor of South Carolina, but he was the senator in South Carolina for many years, one of the longest running ones in South Carolina and however other places, right? Was it known super segregationists before many other cultures even existed in America? But Biden, Biden had relayed that he was a friend, a strong super segregation, anti-American black Thurman. And you got people that acting foolish when I should show you that picture about what's his name, Daniel, racism terrorist, Penny, being paraded out by President-elect Donald Trump and VP-elect J.D. Vance. And how, well, that's what numbers of black people get because they number to vote for Trump or the sister of chaos. Well, see, if numbers of black males, they should have not been voting for Trump, even though, again, piece of shit ass thinking ones. American black males voted for Kamala more than any other males, right? And again, what I sit there and show you about strong super racism, anti-American black hatred, Thurman, right? Who said nigga, right? That's why that word is a sinister word of N-word terminology and should be destroyed. Why are certain numbers of American blacks still using that damn word? Why? It is a destruction ass word. No one else is going to be allowed American blacks to put in some hateful ass terminology, right, about another damn culture in their damn country or in their damn island. Excuse me, their island, especially the Caribbean island. They ain't gonna let you sit there and talk crazy about them, some derogatory ass word in some kind of badass hip hop version of songs these days, right? And American black numbers of bad version of hip hoppers, the one this applies to, are not going to be in some other country and utilize some slang derogatory word toward other people like that. Do you know how this crazy hell it sounds? So last video I'm gonna show you is this right here. Almost erase that.
Only way you know how to be. And the only thing that will change anything is if another virus comes along and does to you what you do to us. And I hope that happens very soon.
Well, this evening obviously hasn't gone as I'd hoped. And I think I'm having a full-on panic attack right now, so I'm going to go to the bathroom and get myself together. And when I come back, I hope you don't see me as the devil.
That's very powerful. From a gentleman who does these hip hop cartoons. Very creative on this. So I hope this was an interesting show. I did not think it was gonna go this long, but again, this is a time, piece, purpose type of show as well, because then what's going to happen again when it happens again? Today's December the 18th, 2024. And I think, relayed over last year around the same time frame about relaying over how watch in 2024, how there's still going to be more black pain. And I'm going to add, watch how in 2025, even more American black pain is going to continue to keep happening. I thank you for tuning in to the Real CP Show.